behind the wheel, or excuse me, a driver behind the wheel that knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing, we've talked about before with.
Since when do drivers have to know what they're doing? I haven't seen that.
Well, true.
Easy for me to say.
But at the same time, we talked about when we were talking with Pat.
Right.
You've got to have
all the
a skill
ingredients.
set. You can't just have an engineering control to make yourself
right.
good.
Right. Yeah, it takes more than just someone saying, okay, the car's got a setup on it.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
you got
the best race car in the world still needs a good driver.
Yep.
You got to know what the seat's telling you through your butt to put what it wants.
Excuse me?
It's an old saying, deal with it. Or I'm sorry, it's a new saying, deal with it.
I'm just giving you a good time, Joel.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
so anyway, we're at 6:35. We're going to take our first break of the night here on Northwest News.
Time's applying.
Take a little break, get some water, and recoup from all this rebuilding the studio in a matter of the last 35, 40 minutes.
Right.
We'll be right back on Northwest Dirt News from the Jetstream Aqua Massage Studio. Race fans, are you ready for the biggest, baddest, fastest street stock tour this side of the Mississippi River? The Road to the Iron Giant is coming to a racetrack near you.
8 different tracks that will test the best talent in the West on both dirt and asphalt. Don't miss the kickoff to the 2017 series on April 29th at the Bobby Morley Memorial at Sunset Speedway.
On May 20th, we prepare for the war at the southern border at Southern Oregon Speedway in White City.
Hold on to your lug nuts, race fans. June 3rd, the Street Stocks take on the Sportsman Division of Madras Speedway.
If that wasn't exciting enough, they're going to do it all again on June 10th in round number 2, the Street Stocks versus Sportsman at River City Speedway in St. Helens.
June 24th, we head to Cottage Grove Speedway to honor the memory of racing legend Mark Howard at the 11th Annual Mark Howard Memorial Wallbanger Cup in a 52-lap, $1,026 to win feature event.
July 29th, things get hot and heavy when the dirt cars invade the asphalt at Douglas County Speedway.
August 26th, a tidal wave of action hits Coos Bay Speedway as the best of the best battle at the beach.
September 3rd wraps up the action as the series championship gets settled at the 2nd Annual Iron Giant Championship night at Willamette Speedway in Lebanon. One driver walks away with the Iron Giant trophy and the title of Iron Man.
We'll sell you the whole seat,
but you'll only need the edge. Crocker's Cars is located on Santiam Highway across the street from Walmart in Lebanon, Oregon. We've been providing the finest pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and RVs since 1983. Crocker's Cars has been in business for 31 years, offering quality used vehicles that meet your needs. With our experience and professionalism and no-hassle buying, customers really do come first here at Crocker's Cars. Crocker's Cars, where quality is the difference. Look us up on the web at crockerscars.com for a full line of inventory or give us a call at 541-258-2175. 541-258-2175.
Do you wake up in the morning in a slump? Looking for a new career or change of pace? Well, let Northwest Trucking Academy be your source. Dave Stahl and his team of highly experienced instructors will give you the skills you need. Whether you have no idea what the brake pedal is or you just need a refresher course, Northwest Trucking Academy will give you a customized training program to meet your needs. In as little as 4 weeks, you can be on your way across the country with your new career. Located on Highway 99 in Tangent, Oregon, Northwest Trucking Academy will get you ready for a new, fast-paced, and highly rewarding career. Give them a call at 541-248-3461 or look them up online at nwtruckingacademy.com. Classes start the first Monday of every month, and don't forget to use promo code MOXIE. That's MOXIE, and receive $100 off your tuition.
Now, back to the Jetstream Aqua Massage Studio for more Northwest Dirt News live on Spreaker Radio.
2 laps around the mall. You know how far it is around the mall?
It's about a mile. So, which I love hearing our commercials. I love hearing our sponsors participate. We've got a couple new ones coming on we're excited about. We've actually been in the studio the last couple days working on those commercials and cutting and editing and recording, and
we still haven't got them right.
Well, we will. They're
They
close.
will be right.
Dude, they're close.
Did you realize how much time it takes?
I had an idea, but I don't like listening
Well,
to myself.
here's the funny
So
thing.
I won't go home and listen to this. I just don't like hearing myself.
Yeah, I hear you. So the funny thing about that is what Warren brings up is the sound of your voice on the radio. Now, when you get one of the headsets and you're recording these commercials, you can hear it yourself, and it can be a little
Distracting,
right? Because you don't like the way you sound, and you don't know if you're doing it right, and this and that. So it takes a lot to produce a commercial like that, and as fun as it is, it's that much frustrating
Yeah.
too. So it's from
we want it to be right for our sponsors,
right, and that's the thing, is making it right for our sponsors and making sure that they like what they hear, they get the final okay, or change this,
Right.
change that. So we got a couple new ones coming on that will be debuting on the next episode of Northwest Dirt News.
Right.
So we'll have some new commercials in the lineup, and
Which is going to air when?
we'll be. I want to go. I want to go next week, guys. I want to do
guess
it a
we're
week.
going next week.
I want to do a weekly show from here on out.
All right. From here on to the end of race season.
Yep.
Okay. And maybe a week or two after that.
So yeah, it's gonna be busy.
Yep. Well, that's cool. I can't wait. I want to get back to the weekly show. And
I like the weekly
when
show.
We
You
have,
feel
when
like
we
get
have
a
racing
rhythm.
to talk
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
And plus, we might be talking about some other talent in the area that, we
And
have
you
all
ne-
kinds of stuff to talk
And you never
about.
know what's going to come out of the woodwork during race season.
well, and
I
there's
mean,
still a lot of stuff in the make for Moxie as far as our schedule goes, and we.
How's that studio coming? That portable studio?
Well, if I
what,
get you
what
guys,
portable studio?
yeah. I'm not even gonna go there right now.
Yeah.
There's a low point.
Yeah.
Corey, come
It
back
was
here.
great
Put
to
your mic
begin
back on.
with. Yeah.
It'll happen. It'll
You
happen.
can't quit.
It's
This
just
is your show.
every the whole thing with that is that's frustrating, but it'll happen. It's just
Yep,
patience
yep.
is a virtue, and we'll have that out, and we'll bring it to the racetracks. We didn't get a debut here at the show, but yes, we will have a Moxie mobile
Portable
studio.
Mobile.
Mhm.
Yep. There you go.
It's going to be cool. We've got the whole setup coming, and it's going to be right, or it's not going to be at all. And you guys have had a huge hand in that. The background you guys come from, and I'm
Oh.
just kind of like, that's where you guys tell me what to do. Corey, do this, do that. I'll do whatever was done. Let's just get this thing built.
No, Joel, I think it was more like, where's Corey?
No.
and when he did show up, it was, why are you doing that? What are you doing? And we'd be like, Corey, go get us a beer.
That is not true. They
is
never
not
asked for a
true.
beer. They never asked for a beer.
No, I
That's
didn't.
not true. So, but I can't wait to get that out with our sponsors on it. And,
But that Jaeger was good.
I just can't wait to get out of your barn.
I know,
Yeah.
me too. Sandy wants it out of the barn because it's taking up the room for the
Oh,
riding
that's why
mower,
she
and
couldn't get the excavator out to.
she's ready to shoot somebody.
Oh boy!
No
No wonder she gave me
Good,
that look.
good thing
when I
you're the
showed up.
closest.
That's not good for me.
No, it's
But-
not.
And all the seriousness and all the fun that we have here on the show at Northwest Dirt News, and I mean, we do have a good time, and I enjoy
yeah.
Wednesday nights with you guys in the studio, and the interaction we get with our listeners on the Swears Trucking chat line and the call-in line, and it's all awesome. It's great. I love it. I wouldn't change it. There are times though when we face what's the word I'm looking for?
Downside.
Hardships.
Slump.
Hardships, heartaches.
Oh yeah.
And, we've had that experience here. I think it was Wednesday night. Friday night we actually learned of it. We did lose a member of our racing community, Mr. Rick Barnes. Turn 3 Rick.
Turn 3 Rick.
Yep.
Been a
21
fixture
years.
there for 21 years.
21 years at the racetrack.
Yep.
Down there in Turn 3. And, I can't say that I knew Rick on a real personal level. Just knew him from the racetrack and joking around with him. And good guy. A lot of fun. I don't think in all the years I saw that guy out there, I don't think I ever saw Rick mad. I can't say that I ever saw him mad.
I think everybody has a little bit of temper that comes out at one point or another at the track.
I never saw that guy upset. That guy was
he
always
was
just
pretty even keeled.
very,
Yeah.
very even killed. And I remember the first time that I saw him with the hockey mask.
World of Outlaws.
It was the World of Outlaws, and I'm up in the booth, and I'm checking things out, and I look down at Turn 3, and I thought, what the heck is that? Who is that? That's Rick. What's he wearing? And then it made sense. I was like, oh, man, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
you know, and he's got the Jason mask on, and how cool is that? You know, and I have learned a lot about Rick just in the last couple. And Warren, I know that you knew him since 06.
Yep.
When you were out there.
Well,
working.
yeah, before that, but
Well,
I worked with him in 06 and 07.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And learning what I didn't know. I knew he was turn 3 Rick and how important he was down there in that segment of the racetrack and really keeping drivers and fans, pit crew members safe. I didn't realize when it came to safety that he had such a big hand in extreme fire and rescue. Joel, I know he was a good friend of yours.
He was.
I know that he meant a lot to everybody on that crew. And, if you want to say a couple of words for Rick, feel free, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it without getting choked up.
Well, that's okay. That's okay.
Right.
Rick was one of those guys that he spoke softly and carried a big stick.
Yeah,
and what I mean by that is that red flag, if you got that pointed at you when you were on the track, you had issues. He was one man that you never crossed. He was a great man. And then, outside of the track, I've gotten to know Rick on a more personal level, and the things that he did, how he supported his teammates, how he supported the racetrack, supported everyone on the crew. Losing Rick hit all of us really hard.
The entire racing community. I mean,
And
everybody.
I think
everybody.
I think it's really going to hit when we get to the track, too.
Right.
I'm not looking forward to that day.
Me either.
I'm not looking forward to being there and going, where is he?
Our condolences go out to the family, of course.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And extreme fire and rescue. And
to everybody.
And everybody, it was just, when you lose a friend, when you lose a member of the racing community, I mean, he was pretty integral.
Yes.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah.
He was a staple.
Rick stood his ground. When he made a call, he made it justly, and he knew that he was right, and he stood his ground. He never backed down.
He never cared what your name was. All you
Or
were
he
to
was a
him.
number on the door.
You were a number on the door, and you were someone he had to take care of.
I can remember.
That's what mattered.
One of my favorite memories about Rick was it's one of those things where you can be sitting there with somebody, something happens, there's just that look, and you understand what's going on. It was a practice session of all things. Excuse me. It was actually last year. There was a practice session going on. There's a couple of real fast late models on the track, and we're standing up there in turn 3 and down the backstretch, and they whip it in, they slide it into turn 3, and they get on the throttle, and dirt's flying. It was me and Doc and Rick standing there, and these guys come sliding by us and just on the throttle. It was just that noise. It was like the perfect, it's like that slow motion movie, a minute in the movie.
Yeah.
The two cars are just getting it on, and they come flying by us, and I watch them go through turns 3 and 4, and I look over at Rick, and Rick looks at me, and both of us kind of at the same time kind of raise our eyebrows and nod our head with a little smile. I was like, man, we're back. That was cool.
Yeah.
It was like the second practice of the year or whatever, and it was like, that was cool. And it was just one of those deals where nobody said a word, but it's one of those things I won't forget about him.
Yeah.
Really a neat moment. And
His patented trademark, and we've talked about this on pre-show, was Rick had 2 patented trademarks of Rick at the racetrack.
the hockey mask.
The Jason mask was number 1. The other one, he always wore an M&M's T-shirt.
Yeah.
It was either that or he wore his Willamette Speedway shirt or his IMCA Weekly Racing official shirt.
See, I don't remember much in the official shirt.
The only time he wore that thing is when they made him.
Yeah.
Because he hated that thing.
The red one, Budweiser?
No, the yellow and purple.
IMCA.
Oh,
The
those,
one.
yeah.
But Rick, we'd be sitting in fire camp after the races, and Rick would be there. And, you're talking guys who, most of us on the fire crew, 30s, 40s, some of us are in our 20s, hanging out, having fun, and Rick be sitting there. And then all of a sudden somebody'd say something, and then Rick would say something, and the whole camp would go quiet and be like, okay, Papa Rick spoke.
Yeah. That's truly, he really was a quiet guy.
He really was.
Oh, yeah.
The conversations that him and I always, ever had, which were not a lot, they certainly weren't in-depth conversations. It was kind of like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Great to be back. What do you think about this guy? Oh, man, he's fast. It wasn't
Joel's
deep.
analogy was 100% accurate. He spoke softly and carried a big stick.
Really, truly did. But just
and everybody respected when he made a call out there in turn 3. There was no question about it. He was respected in his call. And
I think
that's cool. Because a lot of people don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
He earned that respect of all the drivers and crews and everybody out there.
And
he earned it, and it was well respected.
And there was one time I can remember when I was racing